So I just want to have a quick conversation about the GM search for the Panthers. Hard pivot there. There are some reports that the Panthers are slowing their GM search down a bit. Right? We're seeing all of these interviews taking place for the head coach. Zoom in with everybody. Anybody's got the link. I'm not seeing the same thing for the GMs. Makes me very, very, very nervous for two reasons. If you're slowing down your GM search, you either want a coach-GM combo, which I always hate. I think it's too difficult to do, which would be give the personnel power to the head coach, because whoever has personnel power has to be thinking big picture, long term. The coach, you want to be thinking about winning on Sunday, and too often those don't align. Or the other option is, if you're slowing down your GM search, you have a backup option that you are comfortable with, meaning you're comfortable thinking that they're going to be available, no one else is going to hire them, and if you have to hire them, you're going to be happy with it. And that stinks to me of Dan Morgan, the assistant GM, former player with the Panthers, former beloved player with the Panthers, but he is the assistant GM. He's been the assistant GM. If it is Dan Morgan, David Tepper will never be successful. If you are comfortable that it might be Dan Morgan, you will never be successful. There is a reason why so many people around the NFL use the cliche, it is a results-based business, because it is. If you're associated with a team that is horrendous, you got to take a step back. You got to work your way back up. He, for better or worse, is associated with the worst team in Panthers history that was put on the field this past year. Stats back it up. You don't fail up. You don't go from being the assistant GM on the worst team in Panthers history to being trusted as the GM. The results aren't there. Maybe one day, not right now. And the other thing is, going back to the coach-GM combo side of things, if you hire a guy to do one, I think then it becomes one-on-one against Tepper. I think you need a team of people to fight against Tepper. You know Tepper is impulsive. You know he's impatient. We've seen it. You know he wants to meddle, right? He wants to get his fingerprints all over everything. If you have a coach-GM combo, it's just him, right? Then when Tepper comes down to talk, he's only got to talk to one person. He's only got to bully one person. If that one person is having a trying day, they cave, it's over. No one can win a one-on-one against the owner. But what if it's a GM, a trusted assistant GM, a trusted analytics and cap assistant GM, a head coach, and all four of them can get together and say, listen, Tepper, we've been talking. We disagree. It's 4 against 1. I know your vote counts more than all of ours, but why don't you listen? He has his thoughts. They have their thoughts. They have their thoughts, and we're going to explain everything to you. You need to defend or defeat a over-anxious owner with numbers. If you just have one person there, it's not enough.
Movie reference. It's that scene in the original Spider-Man where they tell Osborn he's no longer in charge of Osborn and Company.
Or real life reference. It's when Steve Jobs is told he's not the head of Apple, or like you need to have like the full board of trustees there, the full board of whatever advisors to look at the one person who thinks they're all in power and say, no, we all agree you're wrong. Dan Morgan cannot be the guy. Cannot be the guy. So I hope I hear of a whole bunch of interviews with GMs, because if they're casting a wide net for the coach, maybe they're casting a wide net for the GM. I need to hear about those interviews soon.